Good afternoon, class. I'm Teacher Dan Warinda, and welcome back to our second lesson. In the previous lesson, we had started discussing some of the selected issues related to modern science and technology. And you remember, we had discussed one, that is euthanasia. And now, in this lesson, we want to look at the second selected issue, that is blood transfusion. And blood transfusion is the process of injecting blood into the bloodstream of a patient through his oral vein. And this mostly might happen when the patient is about to go for a surgery or an operation, or if the patient is having low blood pressure. So next we want to look at ways in which blood transfusion is used to save life. In other words, why is blood transfusion being carried out? Why do people opt for blood transfusion? So one, we find that blood can be injected to the patient's vein to restore blood lost during fatal accidents, wars, and after childbirth. You remember, if you involved in an accident, you might lose blood, and thus during the operation or the treatment, you might require blood, and that's one reason why blood transfusion is being done. The second one is to give blood to terminally ill people, like those who are suffering from sickle cell anemia, and also those who have history in having some diseases like cancer. You know, such diseases drain blood someone's body, thus they require blood. And lastly, blood is needed to maintain the blood level of a patient before he's taken to operation. So class, those are some of the three reasons why people opt, or as you can desire to give blood. But we also have some people who are not willing to give blood, and that's or to donate blood, and that will take us to reasons why some people are not willing to donate blood. So there are various reasons which can make you or me not to be willing to give blood. So one of the reasons is that someone might fear of being infected by HIV and AIDS, because you know, when blood is being donated, there are some needles or other things which are being used in drawing blood from our bodies. So through that process, we don't know how those where the instruments were taken from, and thus might lead to infection of some diseases in our bodies. Two, some feel that the blood, after donating blood is being sold. Even you, after donating now, when you go to the hospital later, you will have to buy blood, and you gave it for free. Then some also fear that it is a painful exercise of donating blood. The process of getting blood from someone while donating it, some feel that's so painful and they fear. Then you can also reason that you don't have enough blood in your body, so you might opt not to give. So those are some of the reasons which can make one not to give or donate blood. Then there are also Christians' view on blood transfusion as Christian. The ones we had discussed before were individual view, but now as Christian, what are the Christians' view on blood transfusion? So some Christians believe that it is wrong to take blood from a healthy person and give it to another person. They argue that blood is life and cannot be transferred from one person to another. Others also believe that blood transfusion is equal to eating the blood, which is condemned in the Bible. Then others accept it as a way of saving life. So some Christians believe that blood transfusion is a way of saving someone's life. So if you are in a position to donate blood, then it's good because you are going to save someone's life. And that brings us to the discussion under that second view of blood transfusion. Then we move to the third one, that is organ transplant. The organ transplant. An organ transplant is the removal of a defective organ and replacing it with a healthy one. For example, we are being told some of the main organs which are being transplanted, mostly we have the kidneys, we have the heart and the eyes. And these organs, they can be gotten from human being, who is another word is called a donor, and also they can be gotten from a human being or a recently deceased person, or from animal. For example, if you have an eye problem, we can pick one from a goat and replace it for you. Then, and scientists, we are also being told that scientists mostly recommend that when organ transplant is being done, it should be gotten from a place which is compatible. That means that if a human being needs an organ, let's say a kidney, an eye, or the heart, it's possible or it's good to get it from someone whom they are closely related with. The reason is that person, because they are from the same blood, the body might not reject the organ. And if it is gotten from someone who they are not related with, the body might reject and thus lead to the death of a patient. Then Christians' view on organ transplant, why they are for it and reasons why they are not for it. So we find that some Christians object it because it is like transferring life to another person, which is also against the Bible. Some are also against it because the patient's body may reject the organ and thus dies. You remember I told you about if the organ is picked from someone whom the patient is not related with, the body might reject and thus the person end up dies. Then some are against it because transplanting animal organ to a human being is like undermining human dignity. Remember, if you are walking around the school compound and you have an eye of a goat, even your fellow students will talk badly against you, and that might traumatize you. Then Christians believe that life is sacred and it is only God who has power over life. Hence, it is wrong to carry out organ transplant. Then that brings us to the end of the lesson under the second and the third issues related to science and technology. And in our next class, we shall look at the plastic surgery. Thank you. And